Hello, everyone. It is the beginning of week number 4. And realize at the end of week 4, you are halfway through the course, halfway through the term. So I want you to be encouraged by that and keep on working, one step in front of the other, and you'll make it through the course. And that's the way you make it through a degree, too. All right, so let's see what we've got going on. Last week, you found sources for information, and hopefully it was all scientific sources because this is a science class. But you use different strategies, and I noticed in the discussion board we had lots of good discussion about issues having to do with sources. First of all, trying to find relevant information. And that all comes down to keywords. And believe me, I've had the same trouble as you have had. When you look through the scientific literature, if you're going to PubMed or even Google Scholar, also the Shapiro Library, if you are looking for scientific sources, you've got to narrow down your topic to the point where you are seeing information that you are interested in instead of everything. If you type in ocean acidification, oh my goodness. I don't know how many thousands of articles you are going to come up with. So you got to narrow down your topic. So that was one issue. Jargon was another one, and that is prevalent in science because we love our jargon. Basically, genetics has its own separate language from all the rest of biology, which is crazy. And if you're going to delve into a topic, you have to learn the jargon or the terminology. So that's also another issue. Finding credible sources is another one. If your topic is GMOs, you will have trouble finding credible sources. I'll tell you that. Because if you just type in GMOs and health effects, you are going to come up with some crazy websites if you do a Google search. All these people who are experts who can't tell you one single bit of research having to do with their opinions that they are espousing upon you through these websites. So I'm just saying, sometimes it's difficult to find credible sources. Sometimes it's difficult to find relevant sources. Sometimes you just have too much to look at. You don't want that. You want to narrow it down. So anyway, you found some sources, you started gathering some information about your topic, you are going to use that information about your topic. All right, so let's see what we've got going on this week. Read chapter 4, work through the exercises. There is more information in this chapter on the Flint, Michigan water issue and how it was reported. So that's interesting. You're also going to decide this week who your audience is. Now, in my scientific lifetime, I have taught every group of person from preschoolers all the way to people in a nursing home and everything in between. So I love different groups of students, but you have to figure out who your audience is in order to present the information in a way that they can understand it and a way that they will understand what your question is and how you went about answering it so that they can ask questions if they have any. Also, they are going to be asking questions, and so you have to figure out what level of information you are going to give them back, how you're going to explain answers to them when they have questions. So your audience is terribly important. Is it the general public? Is it a bunch of scientists? Is it a group of middle school students? So who is it that you're speaking to? And then you're going to have to decide how to effectively communicate to that particular audience. So there are all levels of scientific communication, from scholarly research that's out there in journals, scientific journals, and that, of course, is the hardest stuff to read. I absolutely love review articles because review articles are written by scientists that take information from all different scholarly research, put them together, in a cohesive way to explain to you what has been found about a particular topic. So review articles are awesome. That's a step down from research, but still it gives you a tremendous amount of information. Plus, they give you references for everything that they talk about, so you can actually go to the specific research and look at it. And then you keep stepping down. So there's the magazine Scientific American. So Scientific American is written on the level of explaining science to the general public by using jargon that you would understand, or the terms that they use are going to be explained in the article. That is a wonderful resource too, Scientific American. All the way down to news articles that the general public would read on the internet or in a newspaper. There's very few new newspapers anymore, but where you would read quickly to get an idea of what is happening in the news. So, and there's everything in between there. There's short little blurbs, there's long, complicated explanations. So levels of scientific communication, you got to figure out which level you're at and which level you will express to your audience. You've had some graded exercises now, especially about your topic. So go back and check your feedback and fix the issues in your writing so far. So if I've taken off points anywhere, go and read that section and especially go down into the overall feedback and read that. I will tell you exactly what is going on and what you need to do. So fix your issues now as you move forward, because you want the very best final draft of your project that you possibly can produce, and you're building on that every week, and I'm grading a little piece, a little piece, a little piece, a little piece at a time. So put all that together and you will have an excellent final draft. You're going to turn in your rough draft this week. You're going to talk about your audience, how you're going to present to your audience. You're going to talk about the natural principles, identify natural principles that have scientific principles that have to do with your topic. So what in the heck does that mean? So if your topic is conservation of biodiversity, first of all, one of the main ideas that you have to discuss is what is biodiversity and why is it important? Another that you need to discuss is what does a healthy ecosystem look like? And another that I would probably include would be what is extinction and how does that affect biodiversity? Okay, so those are three right there. Ocean acidification, pH. What is pH? How does it work? What does it mean? Because if you're talking about ocean acidification, you have to know what an acid is. Another natural principle that you might include with ocean acidification is the different ecosystems in the ocean, because there are different ones. Just think, the deep ocean is completely different from the shoreline, right? That's touched by sunlight. Down deep in the ocean, you don't have sunlight. So there are different ecosystems in the ocean. If you're talking about electric cars, you definitely need to discuss climate change and how fossil fuel burning is affecting climate change, because that's the whole reason that we're moving toward electric vehicles, because they don't burn fossil fuels. You need to go through what happens when fossil fuels are burned. So that's a principle. So you're going to include, I would say, at least 3 different scientific principles. And then in the next section, you are going to explain each one of those, just like I mentioned. If you have any questions about that, if you're not sure what your principles might be with a particular topic, please email me. I will be glad to talk about that with you. Okay? So you're going to turn in your rough draft this week, which then will be graded. You'll turn in another draft after you see my feedback, and so you can fix any of that. And make sure you're using appropriate sources and have a reference list, of course, with this rough draft. Make sure that each article is relevant and that it is credible. Now, I have seen a lot since teaching Science 200, a lot of references that are not credible. And it's especially with topics like GMOs, genetically modified organisms. I see so many awful websites. Sorry, but I do. They are awful websites that are just opinions that don't give you any specific information. I mean, you can't walk around saying GMOs cause cancer if there's literally no research that shows that. And how long will research have to be done before they could actually show a connection between GMOs and cancer? You know? So, yeah, credibility. That's really important in science. Another thing for you, there are no discussion board postings for this week. We waited a couple of weeks, can't remember which week. A couple of weeks for discussion board postings. So you're off of that for this week. So you don't have anything due on Thursday. Everything's due on Sunday night. And then my tip of the week is ask for help if you get stumped, just like that natural principles section. If you get stumped with that, if you have no earthly idea what the instructions, what the guidelines are asking you for, please ask me. I am here to help you. And that goes into my next thing right there. I am here to help you. I'm here to help you be successful. So I'm not here to, find every little mistake and grade down and get you. No. It's never why I became a teacher at all. I'm here to help you learn. And so I want to. If you need help, I am here to help you. I have experience. So let me help you. Okay? m.sigmon@snhu.edu. By the way, that's Magnolia Plantation in Charleston, South Carolina. And I was just there last week and it was absolutely beautiful. All the azaleas, those pink flowers that you see over there, all of them were blooming there last week. So with that being said, I hope that you have a great week and just let me know if you need anything.